Hi, everyone. I'm Sweet Melba. Thanks for joining me on the porch. It's nice today, not too cold. We didn't get any snow, so I'm glad to be back out on the porch. Sunny, you can hear the birds. We're a few days into the new season, the winter season, and a few more days till January 1st, 2026. I think like most of us, it's the end of the year. But I kind of really look at it as the changing of the season, right? Not just, in terms of the weather, but changing of the season, starting a new year, things that we look forward to. So for me, it's really always kind of been a even more reflective time for me. I do that most of the year anyway, but even more so, right? Looking back on what we did for the year, what were some accomplishments and things of that nature, but looking forward. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that. And for me, I, I need to find time just to be still, to really listen to what my inner voice or whatever you want to call it kind of directing me towards, or things that just keep coming to mind that I may want to change, or new things I'd like to do. But again, being still, listening, and hearing what may come next. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that today, as I think all of us are kind of in that mode to one degree or another. So I look forward to chatting about that today. So thanks for joining me. Finding time to be reflective, and to be what I call still, and just finding those opportunities kind of throughout my day to do that, to not have distractions, to not feel like you're being rushed, to just really sit and be still. And for me, I think it is allowing me my time, just to kind of think about whatever I want to think about, what comes to mind. But for me, I find that in the morning, actually, about an hour or so before I get up, I tend to do that, just kind of thinking about the day coming forward and what I'm looking to do, or what I might need to do, or, how I kind of want to lead my day. But also for me, in the morning, coffee is really a time of kind of being quiet, and just kind of, again, thinking about whatever comes to mind. And in the evening is another time for me. And, I think we all kind of need that, your time, your space, without those distractions, that you feel that you can relax and, again, listen to what comes to mind, and again, reflect on the things that are important to you. And I hear many people saying that, they're too busy and whatnot. And I think we all have to give ourselves the space to do that, and permission, so to speak, right? To just take the time we need when we need it, whatever that may be for us individually, whether you have scheduled times to do that, or you kind of shoot for different times that you find allow you to kind of have that quiet moments to really, again, be still. And it's in those still or quiet moments, peaceful moments, that I really try to listen. And I think, for all of us, that we all have a sense of our inner voice, and what feels right, and what feels like, something needs to change. And that's what I mean by listening to the thoughts that come to mind, or the ideas, maybe something new, or something that, you're looking to improve on, or how you can make some adjustments to spend more time doing what you like to be doing. And it's just, again, providing that space and being open to listening to what comes to mind. what is your gut telling you? What feels right? What feels like something new might be on the horizon? And again, allowing us time and the open mind, I guess, really to listen to that, and kind of consider it, be reflective on it. And that's kind of my process that I do fairly regularly, but certainly at the end of the year. And as I say, I kind of see this is, a changing, not an end, so to speak, right? It's just that next season or that next aspect of our time to come. And so those are really important to me. And I think they've really always been important to me. So I hope we all find time and give ourselves the ability to listen to what's coming to mind. The things that come to mind that bring awareness to yourself, whether that's because of what's going on in your environment and just really being aware of what's happening, and or what you're feeling you kind of need to look at in the coming time ahead. And that's what I think that listening again really is for me. And as I say, I hope everybody has an opportunity and can find that for themselves as well. And those things that come to mind, things that need to change and whatnot, or you feel they may need to change, or what you're really looking forward to doing more of. Not feeling at this time of the year that you have to make decisions. I know everybody loves to make the New Year's resolutions, or I'm not going to do this, or I'm going to do that. And I think we all kind of learn over time that a lot of that doesn't work. So I certainly have. But, just really making note of the things that you do think of, that you don't have to make decisions. I don't want to feel like I have to, because it's December 31st, I've got to make some decisions on what's going to happen January 1st. So I really am looking more towards just what seems to be a reoccurring thing for me. And whether you journal that, or you have some way of capturing that. uh, I mean, I think that's always a good thing to kind of keep in mind. What are the things you kind of want to think more about, and kind of process that. And so for me, that's, after you're being still, you're listening, and that you're hearing what you need to address in your life, or what you want to address in your life. It doesn't always have to be needs, of course, but those are the things that I try and do. And I look forward to, again, not making resolutions, but coming to terms with different things, and where I want to go. Whether it's things I want to get rid of or move on from, or things I want to improve on, or new adventures I want to consider doing. I think all of those things, it's so individual. And again, this time of year is really where the Christmas is done, the holiday is done, so to speak, that this is the quiet time, for us all to, reflect, consider, make note, and not necessarily, like I say, make decisions or hard and fast rules for what's coming next, but be open to those, and see how you might want to adjust. And that's kind of really what I look forward to and what I try and do. And I think a big part of that is trusting that voice, that inner voice, or that gut feeling, or whatever you want to call it. Trusting that your those thoughts and considerations and new ideas are there for a reason, and I need to pay attention to those. And so that's what I really look forward to doing, and seeing and being excited about what's just around the corner, whatever that may be. So I think it's always um, like I say, it's quiet, it's simple, but it's also exciting in that you're acknowledging and again trusting those thoughts and ideas and what's going to come next. And so I look forward to that. And I think it just kind of, after a holiday season and whatnot, it just kind of gives you a spark for going forward. So I hope you can find that for yourself as well. So, like I say, we've got a few days before 2025 wraps up and 2026 begins. I'm looking forward to thinking about, what all I did this year and the people who came into my life and what I learned from those and new connections I may have made. And just enjoying that, being grateful for that, and trusting that I can make intentional choices going forward at a slow pace, whatever pace I want to do, and that those will be right. Are they perfect? No. But they're right for that time and for a reason. And you work through that process. A lot of you may also be in that frame of reference this time of year. And looking back, looking forward, appreciating what has gone on this year and where you're going to go next, or how you're going to build on things that we did in the year, and just really enjoying life, a life well lived, because we are the ones who have control over that to a lot of extent. And making the choices, the decisions, to move forward, to always move forward, and look for the excitement that comes. So for January, it's going to be slow for me, and I'm really going to think about a lot of these things. I do have some activities planned that I'll talk more about later, but it's going to be a slow, reflective, intentional January for me, and one of my favorite times of the year as well. I don't really enjoy the snow that much in terms of a lot of snow, but it's an enjoyable time. I don't know if we'll get any or not this year, but I'm looking forward to 2026, what comes ahead for both myself and my husband and I and our family, my parents and other friends and family. So I wish everybody a happy 2026, and I hope you can find time to be still, to listen, and to hear what might be next for you. So, thanks for joining me for Sunday on the Porch. Happy New Year, and I'll see you in 2026. Bye bye.